What's up, guys? Go the zombies back. Bring another stream. As you can see, we're going to be talking about zombies. Swipe if I want to. It has been a few videos and streams since I've done a zombies one, I think. I don't know. But if you ask me, I think this mode is underappreciated, or at least as a whole, by the Call of Duty community, and I think by the general gaming community, period. Now, I'm not here to lecture you that zombies is the best game mode of all goddamn time. I'm really not. I just hate it when it gets underappreciated and people like shit on it, but they don't like bring up decent points. Like how, like here's one that my friend makes all the time. It's zombies is boring and repetitive. Well, I mean, the whole purpose of a horde mode is that it's round-based anyways. But aren't there other round-based modes as well, like it with the Modern Warfare games, or at least Modern Warfare 2 and 3 with like special ops and survival co-op, like, or even exo survival co-op in Advanced Warfare? Doesn't that have like the same sort of method? And on top of that, you're not doing anything different in this mode than you are in, well, multiplayer or campaign. You're just killing different shit. And the shit in this game doesn't really fight back that much. Or at least compared to a nade spammer in like World at War. Or campaign. Or any campaign for that matter. You're not trying to kill people. Well, when you have a bad internet connection, or you accuse them of hacking, whatever floats your boat. And it makes me mad when people will shit on a mode for the dumbest possible reason they can find, or sometimes even the pettiest reason. Like, zombies is repetitive and boring. Okay, if going through endless waves of zombies isn't your thing, then it's not your thing. That's all you have to say. But saying that it's boring and repetitive because you don't like that idea is really annoying, and it really pisses me off. And some other people too. I can't be the only one who's pissed off by that. I mean, seriously, if doing this for hundreds of rounds for hundreds of games at a time isn't your thing, then alright, it's not. I ain't dissing you on not liking that idea. I'm dissing you because that's your reason for hating the game. Or the mode. But if you ask me, Zombies does things that people have complained about multiplayer forever, that they don't exactly fix, but they kind of do the same, but without... They do the same thing multiplayer does, without having the same exact issues. Like, for example, do you need to play with other people to level up? Nope. This is proof right here, right in the pause menu. It says 13,031 XP. Hold on. Okay, right, still says 13,000. Yep, 13,031 XP. Throw a rate down. We're at 12,907 XP. I'm leveling up by myself. That's something that Zombies does better than multiplayer. And I guess, and I do, and I know what you guys are wondering, are about to say right now. But that's the whole purpose of multiplayer. You have to play with others to level up. I know. But what bothers me is that nobody takes this really great idea into account and praise this mode for doing something that multiplayer can't really do and can't really work around. And you guys are just shitting on this mode because of the probably the lamest excuse one could probably think of. I mean, seriously, your best excuse is boring. Are the words boring and repetitive? If hormones aren't your, like I said, hormones aren't your thing, they aren't your thing. But I hate Blackout because I have a few more valid reasons why I don't necessarily hate Blackout, but I prefer Zombies over Blackout. Blackout is more towards luck than skill, if you ask me. And I'm not saying that every noob wins. I'm not saying that every pro is a cheat or anything. But if you're being honest here, when it comes to Blackout, you have to survive 9, or depending on what Blackout mode you're playing here, you have to survive about 90 something other people for the entire game. And you basically play it until you die or you win. And you can play it with, you can play either A, solo, you versus 90-something others, you and a friend versus 90-something others, or you and 3 friends and 90-something others. Or randoms, if you don't have friends or they can't play with you at the moment. And the thing is, I like leveling up. I do. And leveling up in Blackout is very, very tedious. Because the chances of you being the first person to die are extremely higher than you think. Because as soon as you land, you could be dead for whatever reason, honestly. Fall damage, the friendly fire. Or maybe you got unlucky enough to be one of the first few people to be killed because somebody got a gun faster than you and they shot first. Or they killed you quicker than you did trying to kill them. and basically rinse and repeat. Kind of focusing and trying to think of what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is the possibility of you getting merits so you can level up per game are pretty low. I mean, it isn't exactly guaranteed you'll get a kill in the game you started. Even in multiplayer, same situation. What's the possibility of you getting kills in that game? Pretty low if you ask me. Or lower than you think. And especially since the host is 1 out of 9 to 11 people. Or, no, 1 out of 10 to 12 people. Because that's the maximum amount of people could be in one game. Or not one. Yeah, one. 1 to... Wait, no. It's literally anyone of the full lobby, and depending if you're playing free for all, it's 1 out of 8, and even then, that's a low chance of you being the host, and it's still a low chance of you having a good internet connection. And that's a good thing about zombies, or at least, well, I guess it could apply to any of the other zombie modes. But I mean, you don't need a good connection to play zombies. You can literally just play it offline. Granted, you can only level up in, within the Treyarch Call of Duty Zombie games is BO3 and BO4. You do need internet connection, but it doesn't have to be good internet connection. Or it has to be through internet, but it doesn't have to be good internet. You can level up even if you use like the mobile hotspot, phone Wi-Fi, and you wouldn't have to have a problem with the connection because you are the host. You are playing by yourself and leveling up. See, I'm almost Prestige 9 level 50. And I didn't even have to, go into a public lobby and deal with those assholes. See, just leveled up. Already proved my point there. And another thing, you could level up with friends if you want to. And also, guess what? They won't be as much of an asshole as compared to a public lobby. And on top of that, let's be real. What's the possibility of having 4 or 5 other friends you can play Call of Duty multiplayer with? Or 1 other friend or 3 other friends to play Blackout with? Or so you can have a team in Blackout. And Zombies, you could just play by yourself, play with 1 other person, 2 other people, or 3. Everybody can earn their XP, everybody can prestige. And there's this thing you can do in most of the Call of Duty Zombie maps, namely ones that were new and were released from Black Ops 1 Zombies Shangri-La all the way up to the newer zombie maps. And these things are called Easter eggs. And these Easter eggs can range from, well, actually Easter eggs have been in the game since Zombies since Zombies first started. But when it first started, it was more like, I don't know, a music Easter egg, and you get to listen to the Zombies music, like Beauty of Annihilation. Listen to that, it's beautiful. I mean, seriously, Zombies is popular enough to have its own songs made by Avenged Sevenfold. Not Ready to Die for Call of the Dead. Shepherd of Fire was used in the opening credit, or the opening cinematic for the Origins map if you play solo. What else? Mad Hatter, the song Mad Hatter was made for this map. The song Carry On was used, and at the end of the Call of Duty campaign was also used for the trailer for the worst Treyarch Zombies map. Or second worst, it depends on how you feel on Voyage of Despair. And Zetsubo Noshima. And Dire Eyes. And also, a lot of the maps actually feel different. And not just because, oh, this map is set in a Roman Colosseum and Voyage of Despair is on the Titanic. No, they actually feel different. They have different flows. Some of them have the same flow, but they're designed differently. And they're not entirely the same. Like, Grog Crovi 9, this map that I'm playing, and Doris have roughly the same idea. 4 surrounding areas of a central area. With Pack-a-Punch being not too far from spawn or in spawn. And in this map, Pack-a-Punch is right below spawn. We are below spawn right now. Or on Doris. Spawn and Pack-a-Punch are the same area. Oops. Pack-a-Punch is in the spawn, and the spawn is one of the 4 surrounding areas of the center of the map. Grog Crovi. Roughly the same idea as the giant, but the Pack-a-Punch is something you have to get to by taking a dragon that's completely separate from the main map. Or in a completely different area of the same map. They have this sort of... They have the same sort of flow, but the maps are designed differently. And they're all, and also, they take place in different areas. I mean, 9 is the Roman Colosseum, or Greek. Whatever. Colosseum. Grog Crovi is based in Stalingrad. And the Giant, which is originally known as Doris, is a German factory back in World War II. Different styles, different map design, but same flow. With a few changes, unlike literally every multiplayer map, which is like generic factory number 23 3-laned map. And sure, there aren't that many zombie maps. There aren't, even if you just look at the Treyarch games, count all the zombie maps in all the Treyarch Call of Duty games, not counting the remakes as different maps from the originals. Let's count them as the same. that's not even a whole lot of maps compared to all the multiplayer maps. But you technically have more variety. Because each map doesn't really play the same, or play the same as much. Like, play Origins and then play 9. They play very differently. Or play Garage Crovy and 9. They have more or less the same flow. Just with the few changes that are different enough to not make it feel like the same dang thing. I mean, heck, we got actually 3 of the 4 World at War zombie maps were originally multiplayer maps. Verrect is Asylum, Nocturne Toten is the main building and airfield, and Duriz is kind of like, I think the map's called Nightfall or something? I don't know. It's a World at War map. I think it might have been a DLC one as well. But like DLC 1 or 2, not 3, because DLC 3 was the Zombies map Duriz. It is based off of a multiplayer map. I forgot if it was a base one or a multiplayer one. But Asylum is Verrect. And Nocturne Toten is airfield, or at least a building in airfield. And how similar are the multiplayer maps? Other than, like, setting, not very much. They're not very much different from one another. Aside from maybe the flanking routes and the setting. That's really it. Zombies? They're all very different from one another. Some of them having the same flow. Oh, and roughly the same design. But it's not like but it will never feel like you're playing the same dang map. On top of that, you're not set in stone with the same guns. Like, when you play multiplayer, you're stuck with those classes you made. Sure, eventually you get more than just 6 custom slots. Or you can get it more by, you know, spending your money. But with zombies, you can level up any gun you want as long as you have it unlocked. Or at least in BO3 and BO4. So you're not even restricted on what guns you can use. You can just switch them out in between. I mean, I think the only map that has that could be well basically the same as another that isn't technically a remake is Blood of the Dead, but that just has new areas, and then it plays somewhat differently compared to the original Mob of the Dead. I mean, they're both based off of the same thing, and the map flow is more or less the same. But play Mob of the Dead and then play Blood of the Dead, they feel pretty different. Especially since Pack-a-Punch isn't even as tedious in Blood of the Dead as it is in Mob of the Dead. Ah, god dang it. What else was I gonna say? What else makes zombies disappear? Actually, hold on. What else makes zombies a better game mode in Call of Duty than multiplayer, blackout, and campaign? Oh yeah, in zombies they have a much better storyline. I mean, seriously, look up the Call of Duty Treyarch Zombies timeline and compare that to like the Black Ops campaign story. Compare that to the Black Ops storyline or the Modern Warfare one. There's so much more in the story. God dang it, where's that Blight Father? There we go. What else makes zombies superior to multiplayer what makes zombies better than multiplayer and Blackout? Okay, with zombies, there doesn't really need to be any weapon balancing other than with, like, the wonder weapons. Well, what's the possibility of you using a wonder weapon over a regular gun? Well, a regular gun that will end up being pack-a-punched. But the point is the only thing they can really do with the guns is, like, recoil, and really, who cares about recoil in a zombies mode? Not like zombies are gonna jump all over the place. And sometimes you just be spraying and praying like this. So, I mean, all you need are your buttons is your shooting button, the joystick so you can move and look around, X, circle, square, triangle. Well, actually, you don't even need triangle because you'd mostly be holding 2 weapons, or 3 if you're using mule kick. And now for the difficulty of zombies. In this game, you can change the difficulty from casual, meaning this is what I'm playing right now, which is 250 health or 5 hits, normal, which is 200 health or 4 hits, hardcore, which I think is 3 hits, or maybe it's 2 hits, meaning 100 health or 150 health. And then realistic means you go down in 1 hit.
Yeah, trying to help me.
What else good can I say about this mode? Oh, in this game, there's actual strategy. Or at least more in this than in multiplayer. And to an extent, Blackout. I mean, like, what strategy can you think of in multiplayer? Depending on the game mode, like Domination, for example, hold B and then have either A or C. That's all the strategy you need to win Domination. Depending on the map, you need, like, I don't know, sniper covering B, and occasionally looking at A, or, you know, with having, I don't know, a really good SMG or AR covering A in case if we need to go mid-range, close range when we're not looking at B. You're not really punished for choosing one game mode over the other. Like, for example, with Team Deathmatch and Free-For-All, they go fairly quick because it's mostly just killing. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, at all. And in Domination, you're more worried about, you know, getting the points to win, but you also want to worry about, you know, your kill-death ratio. Oh, and getting that score streak so you know, get one over on the enemy team. Or, you know, yeah. So you can get ahead of the enemy team. So the game lasts longer, and you potentially get more XP in games like Domination, Capture the Flag than in TDM or Free-For-All. And I think you get a ton of XP in Search and Destroy, but the problem with that is you only have one life per round. That's it. In Zombies, if you play co-op, you basically the game doesn't end until somebody ends it or all players die in the game and no one else is alive to, like, revive them. What was I gonna say? Oh, in games of multiplayer, every time you play a game of multiplayer, they're all like what, 5-10 minutes per game? Zombies, I mean, this is the same game, and in the stream, I'm already almost up to the 50-minute mark. I can play the same sort of match for pretty much as long as I want. Or as much as I want this said game to keep going. I gotta remember to have freaking aftertaste. So yeah, when playing zombies, this game can go as long as I want. Better, and also on top of that, I can pause it. This is an online game I can pause. Revolutionary. And also, it's good for parents to say, hey, you can pause this. You can pause this. I know you can. So, score for the parents there. Or adults who have kids that play this game. Doesn't have to be theirs, just has to be kids. And why is that a good thing? Say if you're in the middle of a game and, I don't know, you wanna, you know, get some pizza rolls. Order Chinese. Or you need to take a bathroom break. Just pause it. You don't have to worry about, you know, getting your KD ruined. You're sitting at the corner of the map and one of the enemies found you. You don't have to worry about getting kicked for inactivity. You could just pause the game and do whatever you needed to do. And it's still online and you can still level up. It's revolutionary. Oh, and another cool thing? Hold on. You can play this game without sound. You don't even need it. Like, look at this. There's no sound, but you can still hear me. Isn't that great? Just a bunch of awkward silence, which is good in case if you want to hear your music more, or if you know someone's coming home, but you need to, you know, keep an ear out for anybody that does come home, so you can unlock the door for them, or maybe you have a pet and you need to, like, you know, take the, like, if you have a dog and you gotta listen for the dog if it needs to go in the house or needs to go out of the house. Or just simply waiting on dinner. You just turn down the sound and you can still play the dang game. Beautiful, isn't it? Right, let's have some audio. Go back. I just listed off every possible thing that makes zombies better than multiplayer and Blackout. No need for sound. With Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 zombies, I can level up online without going into a public match with randoms or playing with other people or playing with other people, period. Okay, but legit though, this is loud. What else? Camos are... I wouldn't say they're much easier to earn in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 Zombies, but they're not that much more difficult. It's not the same difficulty, it's sort of like a different kind of difficulty. Like for Black Ops 4 Zombies, the different variations of the same camos, like the performance camos, those take a crap ton of headshots, or sometimes just regular kills. They don't have to be headshots, or better yet, they don't even have to be like one-shot kills. They just have to be headshots or normal kills. And that's not really a big problem, honestly. They're much more, it takes more grind for zombies, but I mean, if you practice enough and you end up being good enough, one whole game of zombies can lead to hours upon hours. I mean, I think my longest game of zombies in one game was like a good 6-7 hours, I think. Isn't that amazing? Just one game going for that long. And you can pause it too? That's a crap ton of XP, and especially when you get, you know, post Prestige Master. Where, you know, you don't have to, you know, end the game. It's just so you can Prestige. Hey, seriously, how many times have you been in a game that you don't want to leave because it's a really good game, but you max out on leveling up and you want a Prestige? Probably plenty of times, but you can just end it for zombies if you chose to do so. But sadly, they haven't figured out a way to, you know, Prestige mid-game. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Um... Great, I got a max ammo for nothing. Great game. Thanks, game. Thanks. Nice if it lets us know when there's a max ammo round before the max ammo round starts. I'm trying to think of other things that makes Zombies a great game mode compared to multiplayer and Blackout and campaign. Despite what some people say and what some people might think, when it comes to the Call of Duty Zombies community, it's rather tame compared to the rest of the Call of Duty community. I mean, the saltiest we can get is like... I don't know, which game mode is better, multiplayer, campaign, Blackout, or Zombies. That's at best. And that's just with other parts of the Call of Duty community. Or sub-communities as a whole Call of Duty community. I mean, seriously, the Call of Duty multiplayer community can't decide on what guns should be patched, or what guns should be nerfed, what guns should be buffed, what should be added into the game, what shouldn't be added into the game. It's ridiculous, I swear. Also, when it comes to memes, Call of Duty Zombies has the best ones. I mean, Fourth Life and Fifth Life. You do not know Fourth Life or Fifth Life? You should probably hand in your geek card. I mean, Zombies community has best memes. Transit as a whole. Ted. Anybody know Ted? No, not the teddy bear that swears and smokes and drinks. Not the movie. Nobody knows Ted. Great. Nobody knows Ted. I mean, there's some iconic characters as well. Back to the zombie memes. Some of the zombie sounds, especially when they scream. The running animation for the zombies when you're on the transit bus, or excuse me, transit bus. The Panzer. The running gag that GAC Backfire and Mr. T Alexify started. Papa Panzer, Mama Spider. What else was there? Sister Spider. Cousin Keeper. Those are funny. The difference between when you're on round 4 and then when you hit like round 30 or 40. How have I not been in the same area for 10 rounds? What else? We can have when it comes to the weapons, we can have a crap ton of attachments. Now I have to worry about like wild cards or you know, the custom class selections. You know, like the pick 10 system, pick 13, whatever it is. You don't have to worry about that. All you gotta do is all you gotta do for class setup is the elixirs or gobblegums if you're playing BO3. What attachments you want on the guns, and in BO4's case, perks, equipment, specialist weapon, and your starting weapon. Talk about freaking variety without over convoluting it. And instead of switching between like 5-6 different classes to level up your guns, you can literally switch with any gun you unlocked. Okay, how have I not been in the same place for 10 rounds yet? Should be soon. Hoping they don't count the challenge podium as a different area from the arena. That would be really scummy. Dang it. Oh, so like I said, people should really try out zombies more. If Foremost is not your thing, then I guess whatever. But if you come up with the most pettiest and ridiculous reasons to hate on zombies, then you haven't played Zombies enough. You should give it more of a try. Or at least Treyarch Zombies. If you don't like Infinite Warfare Zombies, Advanced Warfare Exo Zombies, I don't blame you for hating it. And there's also custom zombies for PC. And World at War is only like $10-$20, and you get all these kick-ass maps. I mean, look, 1,800 headshots. If you always aim for the head with this one gun, you can do that. All those shots, you can go all the way up to Green Tiger in one game. If you're good enough, and if you always aim for the head, and you use this one specific gun. And then for, oh yeah, with sniper rifles it is, headshots. For the shotguns, just kills. For the rocket launcher, just kills. But for most of the guns, it's headshots. It's just for ones like the shotguns and the rocket launcher that are straight up kills. And and also the Bowie knife. Trust me, don't try to get gold for Bowie knife. I mean, look at this. I have a little over a quarter of the crawler kills I need to get spore camo so I can get gold. To get diamond, you need gold for all secondaries, so good luck getting that dank matter. No, I'm being serious. Good luck with that. This is a really cool camo. Probably my favorite reactive camo so far. Or at least the ones I've earned. Oh, also, suppressor is actually useful. Slight chance of triggering power-up drops. See? Increasing the chance of getting power-up drops. And it's just an attachment, I mean, most of them are kind of useless. I mean, grip is, I guess, a bit useless. You just need extended mags and rapid fire. That's basically it, and a suppressor. That's all you need. And I guess if you want FMJ, or if you want to sacrifice FMJ2 for extended mags for more ammo, you can do that too. And look at this, I already have it gold from getting 2,400 headshots, killing 10 mini boss zombies, which is harder than you think. Then getting kills with optic and 5 attachments, and no, even though the operator mod does count as 2 attachments for the creator class, it does not count as 2 attachments for the camo challenge. So yeah, good luck with that. Seriously, like look at the Hades. All you need is rapid fire. I mean, if you want FMJ, you can put on FMJ, but suppressor, rapid fire, fast mags, extended mag, or whatever mag attachment you can have on there, and the operator mod, depending on the operator mod. Crossbar is good, oppressor is good, fat barrel is good, burst rush is good. Strelok, I'm not too sure. No, you don't need it. For the outlaw, it could work. Also, I highly recommend iron sights if you can get it. When you get it, you really need it for the sniper rifles. I'm not sure if you really need bipod. I mean, it says when prone, fires automatically. I highly recommend not proning or crouching. I highly do not recommend it. It's only for very specific situations, and I highly doubt you'll be in said situations. Kind of disappointing that the Locust doesn't have an operator mod. Like, seriously, more of these black market weapons need operator mods. I mean, some of them are good, like bipod for multiplayer, bolt cylinder for pretty much all modes, Strelok for multiplayer, oppressor crossbar, fat barrel, burst rush, penta burst. They're all really good, aside from a few certain operator mods, like I said, with the Strelok. What else is useless? I guess quad shot? Probably not, though. I think it's okay. I wonder what Echo Fire does. Firing blowback system shoots each other bullet at an increased fire rate. So every other bullet shoots every other bullet at an increased fire rate. Is that what it's trying to say? Because each other bullet kind of making sense. Is it supposed to be every other bullet? I don't know. Also, look at create a class. Look what you can do. You can choose out of 16 perks plus secret sauce, or 17 I guess, to have in one of your 4 perk slots, with the 4th one having a modifier which gives you something better, like for stamina, unlimited full sprint. Player can fire weapons while sprinting, and weapon reload speed is increased. That's for all modifiers. See, weapon reload speed is increased. Weapon reload speed is increased. Weapon reload speed is increased. It's for all of them. The other 3 pretty much do what it does, just without something special to it. You can switch in between 1 of 5 equipment. Special weapons, it's 1 of 4. So if you're playing a Chaos Story, you have Chakrams of Vengeance, which was what I was using. You have Hammer of Valhalla, Scepter of Ra, Viper and Dragon. For starting weapon, you have the SOG, the SX model 007, the Welling, the Strife, the RK-7 Garrison, and the Mod 12. That's a great selection of starting weapons. And then you can have the 4 different elixirs. Look at all these kick-ass elixirs. Then you have the talismans. So customizable. And you only have 1 weapon to choose from for the start weapon. And you only have 1 weapon to choose. Or you can only have 1 weapon. You don't need... Well, I guess it's technically 3 weapons, but it's a special weapon, equipment, and then your starting weapon. You don't need that much thought, and especially when your starting weapon boils down to an SMG, a tactical rifle, and 4 secondaries, which consists of 3 pistols and a shotgun. Your equipment boils down to 5, a regular frag, an acid bomb, which kind of works like a Semtex, a claymore, a wraith fire, which works like a Molotov, but doesn't hurt you, and a sentry gun. Which honestly, for being the last piece of equipment you get, it's kind of underwhelming. And And then special weapon, you get these. And this one can revive people. And then let's look at the Aether story. You have a freaking flamethrower. And when you get to the last stage, you can throw... Wait, no. That's, hold on. No, you can't throw it. You have the flamethrower. You have the blast vent, which is just releasing in very strong air and slows stronger enemies, so like the mini-bot zombies. And like, I don't know, the gladiators. And this summons a whirlwind of raging flames. Now let's look at Overkill. Onslaught, which is just, you know, a machine gun. Grenade launcher. Tactical nuke. Well, you get a tactical nuke. You actually throw, and you also throw it. And then Path of Sorrows. Cut down your enemies. Raise your blade and charge forward. And with this one, you're invisible. Then you have the EG5s. Shock Slam, which is kind of like slam it down over and over again and leads to the massive shockwave. Electrocute, kind of like bash them together. And increase electricity. Power plant, it's kind of like how the DG5s originally worked in BO3. You plant them in the ground, and they just kill everything near it. And you can pretty much switch in between where you want your perks. But I highly recommend having stamina up as your modifier always. And always have Dying Wish. Whatever the other two you want depends on you. But I personally think you should have these three specifically. But I mean, if you don't want Bandolier Bandit, they don't have to. But this one, you have to have it. This one, you have to have it. And especially in this slot. I like Bandolier Bandit for the ammo. Also, look at this. I was on casual. This is 5 hits. This is 4. This is, I think, 3, but it could be 2. And this is just, you go down 1 hit for realistic. And you have rush mode. Then you have gauntlet. And look at this, I have almost 6 whole days of playtime for zombies. That's how much I love it. Fast travel. Revive players. Ugh. See, even the challenges aren't extremely difficult, but there actually are challenges. They're actually challenging, just not like something completely ridiculous. I think the hardest one there is would probably be like the extremely tedious ones, or this one, and you have to because you have to actually play with people for this. Dark Ops, I don't know what to do for these. I don't know, somebody's got probably did every single one of these at some point. I think that's all there is I can talk about. I mean, unless we want to talk about custom mutations, but I mean, there's not much you can do. I mean, I guess you could switch the change the starting round. See, so you can have it all the way up to 50. That's ridiculous. Could you imagine starting on round 50? Round cap, probably the same. Nope. Round cap is 99. Wow, they really stop at 99. They don't go to 100. Time cap. That's actually kind of nice. Say you gotta leave in like an hour. Well, here you go, 60 minutes. Or if you leave in an hour, make it 50. You have time to turn off your crap. High, 99 minutes. That's weird. System. Power doors. Wow. Weird. I think default might be 4 bars. Yeah, it has to be. Because 4 bars minus 3 bars would be 1. That'd be 1 hit. So you can have anywhere between 1 hit as your starting health, so 50 health, up to so 350 health, or 7 bars of health. If you want to screw around custom rules in, you can. Wait, that's all there is? Just classic? That's disappointing. There you have it. Appreciate zombies more, please. Play it if you haven't fully played it. More specifically, BO3 and BO4. Recommendations for Black Ops 3 DLC. Pay $30 for Zombie Chronicles. You're basically getting 8 maps. They may be remasters, but they're good remasters. I highly recommend that DLC. Guess that's it. Bye. I'll probably stream tomorrow. It'll most likely be Spider-Man.